All right, so we're going to discuss this evening about chapter 1, but we're going to continue. So, last meeting we discussed about the evolution of technology, the history of computers, then the components of a computer. So, discuss about the input devices, the output devices, the system unit, and storage devices. So, still, we're going to continue the components of a computer. So, this evening, the coverage for this video lesson is on pages 22 to 25. So let's start. So why computers are powerful, right? So, well, computers are powerful for a variety of reasons, right? So they work with remarkable speed, reliability, consistency, and accuracy. So it also allows user to communicate with others users and computers. So can we define what is a user? So a user is anyone who communicates and interacts with a computer or makes use of the information that generates. So who are this? So kita mismo, because we are the one who's using the computer, right? Who's the one who interacts with the computer. Okay. So first is we're going to discuss about speed. Diba? Since computers are powerful for a variety of reasons, so start with speed. So in speed, in the system unit, I hope that you still remember what is a system unit. Diba? A system unit is it's shown here, the upper portion of of this video. It's a system unit. This one is it's a system unit. So a system unit can be called a system unit if with a tower case and installed with hardware components inside of it. So dili mo siya matawag, you cannot call a system unit without installing the the hardware components. So kung wala siya hardware components installed inside of that case, then tawag siya tower case or yes, kanang computer case lang siya. Okay. So when instructions and information drift along these circuits, they travel at incredibly fast speeds. So most computers bring out billions of operations in a single second. So the world's fastest computer can perform trillions of operations in 1 second. So because there are a lot of classification of computers. So the one we're using, or the desktop computers, that is called a personal computer or a microcomputer. So later we're going to discuss the classification of computers. So there are different types of a classification of computers. So that's why na ay siya that will base on their speed, 'di ba? The performance. So the more faster, then expect it's expensive. Then kung dili ra pud kay gusog, so lesser pud ang iyahang dili po siya nga na ka mahal. Next one is reliability and consistency. So the electronic components in a modern computers are dependable because they have a low failure rate. So why is that? Why low failure rate? That's because it's program naman gid siya. So expect that there's a low percentage na mag-fail gid siya unless kung nadaot gid ang mismo ang program pero dili gid na siya permente every time na magamit ka magagadaot. Unlike for for manual working like human force bale, di ba? So, if you're going to retrieve something, tugay pa kaayo kay that's because manual. Then naka-index card pa, you have to look for the folders and then after that look for something like that. So it really it really takes time. No? And then the high reliability of components enables the computer to produce consistent results. So since again it's a program, then you have to expect that it has a consistent results. The next one is accuracy. So can we define what is accuracy? Diba? Accuracy is the correctness, the validity, or the exactness. So computers process large amount of data and generate error-free results, provided the data is inputted correctly and in the instructions work properly. So it means that whatever you input or whatever data that you inputted into the computer, then the output result will also give you the correct one. So if data is inaccurate, the resulting output is also incorrect. So it will always depend on the data that you have entered. So a computing phrase known as garbage in, garbage out points out the accuracy of a computer's output depends on the accuracy of the input. So whatever input that you have inputted, or whatever behavior, murag behavior ba na muna imong gihatag sila, then kana pud ang ihatag sa imo hapon. Kung dili nimo siya tarungon, dili pud ka tarungon. So something like that, no? So next one is communication. So it is unbearable to go through a day without communication, right? So kalau kita mismo murag that's very impossible for us, no? Because no man is an island. So communication happens between two or more people sending and receiving message from one another. So it's like, ano, talking to someone, you are giving or sending a message, and then the other one is also receiving, diba? Receiving the message or the information. So the one sending the message is referred to as sender, while the one receiving the information is known as the receiver. So the message being transmitted can contain facts, thoughts, perceptions, judgments, beliefs, attitudes, commands, and even reactions. So, for example, two computers connected by a communication device, such as modem. I hope that you're familiar with modem. A modem is a device that can be used for you to be connected to the internet. Okay, so can share stored data, instructions, and information. So these two computers can be located in same room or thousands of miles away from each other in two different countries. So it's like if you're here living in Cagayan de Oro, you're trying to communicate or share a data from your relative across the country or naba siya sa US, you could still share the files because there is communication through the modem or through the internet. So, ang internet na to, siya mismo ang bridge for us to have a communication. So, kung wala siya internet dito, ikaw lang na internet, then of course, it's very impossible to give or to have a communication or to be connected to that relative of yours. So, ingana ang communication mismo sa computer. So, you have to be naka-network ka. So, if you're in a different network, then that's very impossible for you to be connected. So make sure you should be in the same network. Because internet is a network, no? Network na siya. Dili na siya magic, network siya. So that's why if you're connected to the internet, your friends is also connected to the internet, that means that you are on the same network. So next one is, let's move on to classifying computers. So, computers can be classified based on size and computing power. So, however, as technology advances, these classifications tend to overlap as modern computers have become smaller yet more powerful and relatively cheaper. So, before, when the computer invented, well, uban na dagko pa kay tanan og mga computers, dagko pa kay tanan, pero karon hinahinay na sila ka gamay, hinahinay na pud siya ka paspas, no? Paspas, and then powerful na gid siya mismo, no? Pero kagabarato pud. So ana man gid na, if technology na release siya mahal, pinadagkuay pa hantuday nakahunong na sila ichada si gamay na to para kanang mobile ba, portable siya. So ni kagamay na po, kagamahal. Then, na po yung bago na ma-release, katong mahal kay sa una, mabarato. So, mura nga na ragid na actually ang technology. So first is personal computer. So, a personal computer is a small, single-user computer based on a microprocessor. No? So, a personal computer has a keyboard for for entering data, a monitor for displaying information, and a storage device for saving data. So, ang kaning personal computer is also called microcomputer. So, muna siya no, microcomputer kanang blue na image din na muna ang microcomputer. So, personal computer is also called microcomputer. So, again, so a computer with a microcomputer and its central processing unit is also known as a microcomputer. They do not occupy space as much as mainframes do. So when supplemented with a keyboard and a mouse, a microcomputer can be placed may be called as personal computers. So mo to ingon na just mention na katong mga monitor, mga keyboard, so dili siya pwede na wala ingana mayang mga peripherals because may useless ang computer kung wala pod. So these computers can fit on a desks or tables and prove to be the best choice for a single user task. So that's why at home or at school we use personal computers or microcomputers. So next one is the workstation. So workstation, well, it's a powerful single user computer. So a workstation is like a personal computer. So the same size as normal PCs. But it has more powerful microprocessors and a higher quality monitor. So, unsa din yung microprocessor di ay? Ang kaning microprocessor, muna siyang ginatawag na ano ba? Kanang yung CPU gani niya mismo. So, kanang CPU dili na siya natumbak sa system unit to. So, ang kanang microprocessor, di ba? I think that you're familiar with Core i5, Core i3, Core i7, Core i8. So, kana sila mo na siya mga processor or microprocessors or the CPU. So, it means that that is the brain and heart of the computer system. So, without that, then, dili pwede magamit na to ang computer. So, ang workstation, the same rin siya as normal PC, pero powerful siya compare siya sa mga microcomputers or personal computer. Then, higher quality monitor po ang yang gamit. So, next one is the mini computer. So, it's a multi-user computer capable of supporting from 10 to hundreds of users simultaneously. Diba? So, unsa may dako, mini or micro? So, ang dako, mini. Diba? Mini ang dako. So, muna siya ang mini computer. So, as shown here in the slide, that's the mini computer. So, in terms of size, diba? In terms of size and processing capacity, mini computers lie in between mainframes and microcomputers. So they're also called mid-range systems or workstations. So the term began to be popularly used in 1960s to refer to relatively smaller third generation computers. So that's the mini computers. So next one is the mainframe. Diba? Mainframe computer. So a mainframe is a powerful multi-user computer capable of supporting hundreds of thousands of users simultaneously. So kanilang may mainframe computer, yeah, here this is an example of a mainframe computer, are large or normally used by large organization or big industries. Use mainframes for highly critical applications such as bulk data processing. Diba? Most of the mainframe computers have the capacity to host multiple operating systems. So, ang atuang desktop computer, diba? You're only using one operating system. But then, mulagi na, dili niya kaya ang daghan kayo. No? So, and operate as number of virtual machines and can substitute for several small servers. So, kanang servers mismo, bugat na siya daan. Okay? Bugat na siya daan. Then, next one is, yeah, it's not included there, but it's part in your book that supercomputer. So it's an extremely fast computer that can perform millions of instructions per second. So kani siyang supercomputer, sa NASA ni siya na ginagamit, no? Because supercomputer that has 245,536 CPU cores. So you try to imagine that. And a total memory of 935 terabyte. Wow, imagine that. So ingana no, pag click pa lang din mo daan, murag wa pa gani, naghunahuna pa lang ka, ni-click na daan ang imong program or nahuman na open na kadali. So ingana siya kapaspas. So murag ingana no. So next is we're na different types of computer. Okay? So computers are also categorized into several types due to the introduction of mobile devices and the proliferation of internet-capable devices. So specialized computers are now classified according to specific uses. So first one is the desktop computers. So desktop computers are computers designed to be placed on a desk and are normally made up of few different parts, including the computer case, the central processing unit, or the CPU, monitor, keyboard, and mouse. So I think you're all familiar with desktop computers, no? So that is the desktop computer. So na siya system unit, monitor, keyboard, and mouse. So here, desktop is intended to be used on a single location. So the spare parts of the desktop computer are readily available or at relatively lower cost. So kung palito nimo kung maguba ang imong mouse, bato man ang mouse. 'Di ba? So dali ra nimo mapalit. Di kung madaot ang keyboard na po yung paliton, ilisan. So ingana. So power consumption is not as critical as that in laptop. So desktop are widely popular for daily use in workplace and household. So for the desktop computer, you cannot always you cannot bring your desktop computer with you every time you go to office. So ano ka na gina siya kanang single location lang gid siya. Asa siya kung sa balay, butang ra pud nimo maglisod pud na magtukag eskwelahan, magdalaha lugar kani. So you need more space, nga na no, murag hassle sa kayo. So next one is laptop. So laptop computers are battery-powered computer device whose portability makes them possible to use almost anytime and anywhere. So this type of computer are portable, no? So madadala-dala nimo. So similar in operations to desktop, laptop computers are miniaturized and optimized for mobile use. So it means that you could bring it anywhere. So laptops run on a single battery or external adapter that charges the computer batteries. So na siya there's a chargeable na adapter niya na you could charge it. So kung naka-charge siya, then of course, you could still use your computer laptop. No? So kung fully charged and then pwede na po naman siya unplug once it's 100% charged na siya or as long as naapa siya percent sa iyang battery, you could use that one. Okay. Then next one is muning laptop, no? So napoy netbook. So ang uban na nalibog sila, abin nila ang laptop, mo na po netbook or laptop na siya bali. So dili siya lahi ang laptop, lahi pud ang netbook. Netbooks, they fall in the category of laptops, but are inexpensive and relatively smaller in size. So if you're going to compare the size and also with the price, mas barato gid ang netbook because netbook is for internet or word processing or any Microsoft Office na work. Okay, it doesn't have relatively kanang it's for kanang editing videos, so dili siya bagay nga na. So na gid siya murag office pang office lang gid siya. So mga Microsoft Office na or any word processing or for internet search. So recommended ang netbook. Okay? So they had a smaller feature set and lesser capacities in comparison to our regular laptops. At the same time, they came into the market. So, if you're going to buy a laptop na first is you need to ask yourself first na what is the reason why you want to buy a laptop or a netbook. So, yun ka na. It's for it's for online class. I need it online class. So, pasabot, maggamit kag word processing, 'di ba? Or PowerPoint, then internet search. So, pwede na netbook. Unless if you have a plan to have do editing videos or editing image or a photo, So, laptop na lang mong paliton. Pero, you have to, there's a big difference good. Mas mahal gid ang laptop compare nimo sa netbook. Because the desktop and laptop, for example, comparing desktop and laptop, they have the same specification. It means that the same slug speed, ang microprocessor nila, same tanan, iyahang memory, same tanan good. Pero if you're going to buy it, mas expensive ang laptop compare sa desktop. That's because ang portability niya mas dali na mo siya madala, no? So nga na. So dili nimo siya ang desktop lang good. The good thing in using a desktop computer is because lang gid siya. Kung maguba ang isa ka parts niya, dali ra siya mailisan, dili pod kay siya nga nakamahal. Pero kung naay magubaan nimo sa laptop, na mas mahal gid siya. So, ingana na nagid siya difference. Pero kung paliton nimo siya same specs with a desktop and a laptop, expensive ang laptop. Okay? So, before I have a laptop, then naguba, then I plano ko na to buy a new computer, and then I prefer to have a desktop computer because siya, makapalit pa ko mas kusog pa sa kung sa expected na computer, and then at least napalit ko ganang kusog na computer na dili ra pud kayo mahal compare sa laptop. So the good thing lang ng laptop, you could bring it, di ba? So muna siya. So next one is the smartphones and smart TVs, di ba? So smartphones, okay? So our handheld telephones, which can do things that computers can do, including browsing and searching the internet and even playing console games. Diba? Smartphones. Most of our phones nowadays we're using smartphones. That's why we could do online class or virtual class. You could also create a PowerPoint presentation using your smartphones. So daghan kaayo mo mabuhat sa smartphone, no? So mas siya kaning mas ideal and practical to buy smartphones if you do online class. Pero kung wala ka nag-eskwela or wala ka nag-virtual class or then you can just buy the the basic one, call and text. Call and text. Okay. Sa amin nimo smartphone kung dili man ka nagtrabaho, kay negosyo, wala kay so useless lang. So murag something you need to to ask yourself first before buying a device or a computer. Kung for what reason na nagbuy ka na. And then for smart TVs, or the latest television sets that include applications present in computers. So, example for that, videos can be streamed from the internet directly onto the TV. So, di ba, na mga smart TV anak karon na if the smart TV is, if you have a Wi-Fi, it will be connected directly. So, pwede na ka mag-YouTube dito, pwede na pud ka maka-Netflix, or a lot of things that you can do, no? So, the TV can also be used as a computer monitor and gaming monitor. So, pwede gyapon siya nimo siya gamito na. So, that will only depend on the cable sa imong system unit kung what cable or video cable is supporting. Either it's a video graphics or VGA cable or HDMI. Diba? So, munang gamit niya. Okay? So, next one is the wearable. So wearables. So this includes fitness trackers and smartwatches that can be worn throughout the day. Okay? So wearable computers. So a wearable computers is a record-setting step in the evolution of computers was the creation of the wearable computer. So these computers can be worn on the body and are often used in the study of behavior modeling and human health. Diba? You guys notice in most of the advertisements on Facebook, naa sila ka ng mga kaning mga wearable computers na kanang sa mga ano ba, ang mga smartwatches gani. Daga na kay matrack na niya ang imo how many calories that you burn while do ano kanang nag-jog ka or walking. So nga na. Then military and health professionals have incorporated wearable computers into their daily routine as part of such studies. So when the user's hands and the sensory organs are engaged in other activities, wearable computers are of great help in tracking human action. So napoy nga ano, ginagamit po sa mga military and health professionals. So wearable computers do not have to be turned on and off and remain in operation without the user's intervention. So there's a lot of kaning designs or features in wearable computers. So pwede sa tracking sa ano, pwede mag-track, pwede na po siya mag-check niya ang imong heartbeat. So dagan kay nga na karon the more daghan kay yung mga release of technologies or the different types of computers, the more gaga cheaper ang katong previously kanang publish or advertise. Kay dili naman mahalin kay syempre na may bag-o na features ato alangan katoy mong paliton ang daan. So inganay ng technology. So kung bago pang release, masyada you have to wait a little while. And then, if you really need that, then you have to wait a little while. And then, if something will, mag-release na po sa bagong technology, and then, ay, na ka mo palit din ato. Di masiguro ka na magsakit imong tiyan, di ka makapalit. So, just remember every time that you are going to buy a technology or devices or gadgets, you have to ask yourself first, do you really need this? What are your reasons? Or what are the features you need in buying these gadgets or devices para dili sayang ang kwarta, no? Okay ra na ako nakaitrabaho, ikaw rin naning kamot sa imong kagulingon, pero if you still depend on your parents, then of course you have to be practical po, because it's not easy to become a parent, no? So sometimes we cannot feel that because we're still you're still under with your parents, so dili pa ninyo ma-feel na unsa kalisod ang mangita o kwarta. So as early as now, you have to be sensitive of the expenses and everything. No? Samot na karon. So some siguro sa inyo ha na still doesn't connected to the kanang sa mga internet, you're still on data. So I think that's it's a practical way na maka-line gid mo sa internet. So that's because naraman mo sa balay gid ninyo. So, naka-save pa inyong parents, inyong plitis, inyong baon. Hindi naman sa inyong balay, di mo mulakaw. So, ang pinaka-cheapest man siguro karon 999 or I'm using PLDT man sad. So, 1,305. Diba? So, that's a practical way, and if you're to be connected to the internet service provider, okay, compare going to school, you have to give a baon, allowance for the fare, the food and snacks, so something like that. So I think it's gamit po yung parents, di ba? So all right, so I hope you learn a lot of things for this session. So we're going to continue next meeting. Okay? So thank you and God bless everyone.